Okay, here we go. The last video at Squash Hollow Farm. This is the walk. You've watched us do that walk. Who knows how many videos. And I figured we should start the last video off with the walk down the steps from the house. That's about as much planning as I've done for this video. But I did just find something really cool. I thought we would start the video. I did a little planning. This is, do you remember this?
Our first business card
Our
ever.
first business card ever. It is a free business card from Vistaprint. Squash Hollow Farm. We don't say that. We haven't said it since we started the YouTube channel.
We've never said it on the channel?
I don't think we've ever said that was our farm name. This is it. This is the end. So we got to tell Squash Hollow Farm's story and our story, because this is the end of this story. If you like to read books, you know that feeling when you're getting towards the end of the book and you love the book and you're sad that you're getting towards the end of the book because you know at this point it's going to be over. That's where I'm at right now.
At the end of the book.
So let's start with Squash Hollow Farm's story, and then we'll get to the end of the book. That make sense?
Yeah.
Good, let's go. We weren't going to be a farm when we bought this property.
No, it just initially started with chickens.
When we moved on the property, I had never owned livestock. I'd never butchered a chicken or raised a pig for bacon. I was 0 points homesteading.
Yes, he was a 0 on a scale of 1 to 10. A 0.
This property, what? I'm not like acknowledging your dumb joke. This property kind of, it turned us into homesteaders. It turned us into Homesteady here. Because as soon as we got here...
Don't be making faces the whole time. Just smile nicely.
Like, oh yeah.
We moved on to this 10 acres. It appealed to Austin initially because of the hunting possibilities. He really wanted to start hunting more deer.
And Kay wanted to have chickens, so that was the whole idea. There was no farm in the plans, no real livestock, just a couple chickens. And they were right over here. What are you getting ready? What you guys getting ready? The chickens. Near the Japanese maple, the original spot where we put our chickens. And I don't know why we picked that spot.
Well, because there was nothing else here. There was just nothing.
This yard looked completely different. There was all kinds of pachysandra, there was pine trees. It was totally different. And we had 6 chickens. But you know what happens when you get chickens, right?
Gateway.
What you got there, Bobby? Little chickie? Don't fall in the hole. Okay, real gentle. Show the camera what you got. That's how we all farm out here on Squash Hollow. 1 year of just chickens?
Yeah, sounds right.
And after the first year of chickens, we decided we were going to try meat chickens, I think, next. Because, like Kay said, I was already a hunter. So the idea of getting our own meat was something we were pretty familiar with. And the next season, we moved the chicken coop to where you see it right here.
That means our very first chicken butcher happened right there.
On that tree.
On the sugar maple trees.
We had never butchered chickens, so we had a friend help us. We had a friend who at the time lived here, who grew up on a farm, killing and processing their own chickens. And so she taught us
Yep, how to do it.
How to do it. Our friend Nicole, she said, oh, I know how to kill chickens. You guys don't know? We were like, no, you want to show us? So we had her over. She showed us the first chicken and then set us loose. And 10 chickens later, we did it.
I guess we were hooked. Because since then, we've done hundreds more.
Yeah, and that's what led us to doing pigs next. Tom Dexter, our pig farmer, the guy we buy our pigs from every year. And we asked him what did we need for pigs.
What he recommended for first-time people who are raising pigs was a concrete pad and panels the whole way around that were sunk into the concrete because it would be solid. You wouldn't have any pigs getting out.
So we did it. We put in a concrete pad, we put in the walls.
When we poured the pig pad, we had the kids, we only had 2 at the time, kids, put their little handprints in here. I don't even see their little handprints anymore. They're all worn away.
But I see
Just the
my
names.
name.
Yeah.
They're mine.
You weren't there yet.
No, I
just the names, looks like. They're just barely there. They did not like doing it. He cried.
Hey kid. Hey, you leave the Doritos here.
Hey! Hey, that's my foot.
Yours were pretty good. Look how tiny your feet were.
How tiny?
That big.
You're probably a baby.
It's about 6 months old probably then.
And look how tiny my hand was. My hand was this big. And my feet weren't this big.
And here's Bubba's hand.
The very first season we raised 2 pigs, and a couple months in I realized, boy, this is so easy. I could raise 2 more. It wouldn't be a big deal. And so we wound up raising 4 pigs that first season. That 4th pig, I sold it. And that is where this farm business started. I figured, all right, we better have a real business, a real farm name. And living on a road, Squash Hollow Road, it just seemed perfect. We would be Squash Hollow Farm. And that's where that came from, Squash Hollow Farm.
A couple of the first pigs we ever got were Tamworths from a local farmer who raised Tamworths and Randall cattle. He knew we were getting the pigs and he said, well, you better get a cow. So that's what he did. He used some of the milk from the Randalls to feed the Tamworths. We thought, well, that's a good idea. We could get something to milk. I think it was my idea to get the goats.
I won't argue that.
The first goat, you remember that story. We had her in the pig pen, she got out of there. So we kept her in the yellow chicken coop for a while with like a 12-foot high fence so she wouldn't get out.
Like a velociraptor fence.
And then we put up the goat barn.
This barn was already here. It was in really bad shape. We told the whole story about this barn in that video. You can check it out. And then we got goats. I started working completely for myself from the farm here, and that's when we started the YouTube channel. And right here in front of this red barn is where we filmed our first like official weekly YouTube video. I was right here and I filmed the video like it was just another one in the series. I just pretended like we'd been doing this a while, but it was the first video that we filmed to be part of a regular program. It was about the goat barn. We had just finished it, we had designed it for the goats, and this video was all about the perfect barn for goats, the layout for that. Today we're going to take you into the goat run. We're going to introduce you to our goats, Lido and Yo-Yo. We're going to show you a little bit of our setup inside our goat barn. Let's go and see them. Ready? That video is our second most popular video to date. It has 200,000 views. It's still one of our most watched videos. These guys were a lot younger in it. Do you guys remember making that video?
No.
Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week on Homesteady. Don't forget to subscribe. Pretty good. And afterward I thought I really like this. We're gonna do this every week. And we pretty much have. I wanted, we're bringing this history in to kind of talk about how these properties So this is the property that made us Homesteady. It turned us into farmers, turned us into homesteaders.
We became farmers, we almost quit being farmers, we started being farmers again. It was trial by fire a lot of the time.
I wonder if we hadn't moved here, if we didn't have this, our life would be completely different now. This has shaped us in so many ways.
The people who were buying this place have never had chickens or goats or anything. We're leaving them some of our chickens. They've asked to keep a few of the birds for egg layers. They're asking us all these questions like, what feed are they on? We don't want to change their feed too abruptly. And are you doing deep litter or are you cleaning it out every week? And I don't know how to take care of chickens. So they're kind of starting out where you were.
At zero. Full of questions, not sure how to do any of this stuff. And now here we are, like I can look at them and oh, new chicken owners. It's gonna be okay.
And so who knows what this property will do to them.
But you know, places like that just have that power. They make you want to work with it and get your hands dirty. And now here we are about to jump into a bigger farm on a bigger property. And it's only because of what we've been doing here for the last now 7 years.
This is our last full day here on Squash Hollow Farm.
That's surreal.
Yeah.
I mean, all but 2 years of our marriage together, we've been here. We've brought 3 children home to this house from, you know, the hospital or the van. We had a child born in a van. We have done so much here these last 7 years, and the idea that tomorrow we're leaving, it's big stuff.
Now you feeling emotional?
I'm feeling a little bit emotional, yeah. So many good memories here. Built a good life here. I'm the crier. It's been awesome. Yeah. You guys probably could have guessed I'm the crier in the relationship here. It's been an amazing 7 years here on this farm. Yeah. Give me a hug. Okay, I can do this. I can do this. All right, hold on.
I gotta go soon.
You'll be okay. You'll be okay. Looking back, looking and seeing what this property has done to us, what it's turned us into, it's so cool to see, and I'm only really just excited to see where this next chapter in our life is going to take us, because this book's closing. Connecticut. Is it a chapter or a new book? I got to get my.
You keep saying it's a chapter.
I got to get my illustration
the end
right.
of the book, so it's a new book. In the video where we took our first move to Pennsylvania, I was dusting the back of the Penske truck out, and somebody said it made them cringe to think of putting the dust from our old house, our old farm, onto the new farm. And I had never thought of that being a bad thing. And I think anything that we can take from this farm to our new one, because we've been so happy here, if we would be as happy in our new farm as we are here, what should I say?
It's like good dust. It's like fairy dust, like bibbity bobbity boop.
We'd be very fortunate to be as happy in our new farm as we were in this farm.
And I think we will be.
Now we gotta load up those cows and get on the road.
You ready for this?
Yeah.
Better be.
Come here, man.
Come here, baby.
We'll see you in PA.
All right, go ahead, kids. This is it. Final morning. Take the last few things and put them in the car. And We hit the road. We're leaving our farm for good. You take one good look at the house.
Guys, say bye to the house.
Bye, house. Bye, house.
Take a good look, dudes.
Yes, sweetie?
Take a good look. What's that, Bobby?
There's a baby who's been in the primer. Yes, sir. Say bye, property.
Bye, property.
We got an egg. Ooh. Whew. That was close. Is that your baby sister? Yeah. Aww.
Oh, you got your fingers. Nice, big brother, huh? No.
What's on the baby? Hey, Mommy. Baby,
Baby Dick.
Mommy, did you hear that? Mommy, I heard that.
Two girls.
So far, so good. That's a jackpot.
Hey,
right there.
Daddy, no baby down in the bad sound. Daddy, no dog,
I don't please.
So no, our goat was not having kids. But
We did.
new baby boy. Hit subscribe. That's good. Say goodbye to Squash Hollow Road, Squash Hollow Farm, and on we go to Homesteady Farm. I got a car behind me, I gotta go.